Anthony Giglio. And Anthony, I'm going to try and say your hometown the correct way. Woburn.
That is correct.
Massachusetts. Now, what do most people call it? And tell me exactly where Woburn is located.
Well, Woburn, most people like to pronounce it Woburn.
Yep.
But is 20 minutes north of Boston. A nice, affordable suburb of the Boston area compared to some of the surrounding areas.
That's awesome. So, okay, how long have you been in real estate? You're a very young man.
Well, thank you. I've been in real estate 3 years, first as a sales associate, then as a broker associate, and this year now as a broker owner.
Okay. How did you get into real estate?
Well, I'd always been interested in real estate, and when the economy kind of took a downturn, I was looking for a new career choice. REMAX in real estate seemed like the perfect fit for my skill set and personality, and I made that decision to jump in to real estate.
Oh, that's great. So, okay, tell me what your marketplace is like. You know, we have it. We always talk about a national weather report. There is no such thing. It's like weather is local. You know, it can be raining 2 miles away and be sunny here, and real estate is exactly the same way. So tell me a little bit about your marketplace.
We are in a thriving marketplace. We are surrounded by a lot of high-end markets, but our specific town is more a medium, mid-level home buyers. A lot of first-time home buyers are moving into our marketplace. It's great. Sales are up. It's just a great time.
So what's your average sale price there?
Average sale price is around $300,000.
Well, there's a lot of people that would love that being a lower end market and saying my sales price was $300,000.
Absolutely.
That's pretty cool. So tell me, what is your role in the company and how did you get into that role?
Sure. Well, throughout my experiences in the financial world, I am the office manager. I also have taken on the role of sales manager. And in addition to the listing and selling that I do, I am involved in recruiting as well.
Okay. And you have some partners?
I do. I have 2 partners, husband and wife team.
Okay.
We were, both pretty good agents where we were at, and we decided to combine our resources and our talents and purchase a franchise together. Okay.
So you do a lot of recruiting and things along those lines, correct?
I do.
Okay. Okay. When you look at it, what is the benefit of being with the REMAX brand? What's top of mind for you?
Well, the brand recognition is probably the most important to me. Having the opportunity to align myself with the #1 brand in real estate was really important to me as I got into real estate.
Okay. How does that play? Because, you know, I know REMAX is well known. What happens when you go into a consumer's house? How are you greeted?
Greeted with respect. You know, they know REMAX. They trust REMAX. Already, before I even go in there, I'm recognized as a leader in the industry.
Okay.
And it's important to be backed with the #1 REMAX brand.
And a lot of that comes from national advertising, but you also do some things on a regional basis there. So tell me how REMAX of New England has branded you in that area.
Yeah, in addition to the great national advertising, we do have local and regional advertising in New England. Being a sports fan, I'm always seeing REMAX at the New England Patriot games and the Boston Celtics games, and anytime you turn on a television for a sporting event, you always see REMAX in the background.
Right. And, you know, it's funny because even now when I turn on ESPN, I look at hockey and I see a dasher board with REMAX on it.
Absolutely.
And I go, boy, I never knew we did that before. And I was fortunate enough to be in the Patriots Gillette Stadium and had my picture taken right below that REMAX sign, which is prominently displayed on the scoreboard. So I know it's really a cool thing.
Yeah, and every time I see it, I get all chilled up and say, that's my company, you know?
Yeah, and that's a good thing. And you know, the other part is, all of your consumers are seeing that too, and that's the way they brand REMAX.
Sure.
I know you had choices when you were coming into real estate, and you had choices when you wanted to become an owner. Why did you decide on REMAX?
Well, to me, it was really a no-brainer. Having worked in the REMAX system and aligning myself with that brand, I also saw the incredible tools and training that REMAX offered. So when it came time to purchasing a franchise, there was no other choice but REMAX for me.
So you talk about tools, you talk about technology and things like that. What are the biggest things for you? What appeals to you?
Sure. The two biggest tools that REMAX provides for me is Design Center, the ability to design my own marketing materials, and also Lead Street, which is a phenomenal platform for lead generation, for your website, for your database management. Those two tools have really contributed to my success.
Have you seen anything else like that in the industry?
I have not.
Okay.
I have not. And agents I talk to outside of REMAX, they don't have any of these tools where they're at.
Yeah. Okay. So that's really big when it comes to recruiting, to point out these
Absolutely.
things. How difficult is it to explain it to people? Because my attitude is when they have never seen it and they don't know what it does, it's hard for them to understand what it'll do for them in their business.
Sure.
How have you been able to demonstrate that?
Well, I lead by example. My peers in the industry have seen the success I have, and a little envious of the tools that I have. Recently, we were able to recruit an agent in our market that was craving the same tools and technology that I have been experiencing over the last 3 years. So it was a no-brainer when she came and saw firsthand everything that we offered. She jumped in and signed on right away.
That's great. Okay, so you talked a little bit earlier with me about that, you know, you use Facebook, you use YouTube, we have a mobile app, we have an iPad application. Right. Tell me how you've used these things.
Absolutely. I utilize the YouTube channel on my website. I'm able to incorporate that right on my homepage. The iPad app for listing presentations, I just recently did a listing presentation with the iPad presenter. Mm-hmm. It's an incredible tool that I would probably get nowhere else, and it really makes me stand above the crowd in my market.
God, I love that word, above the crowd. Boy, that goes back way to 1979. So
I don't know if I was born back then.
Yeah, that's what I was afraid you'd say. Okay, how does training help your agents? What type of, you know, we look at all the training we have 24/7 and how it's delivered and such. What are your agents saying about that? And more importantly, what are the recruits you're talking to saying about those things?
Sure. Well, obviously the ability to have on-demand training whenever you want it is a phenomenal tool. Yep. The training goes beyond just getting a designation. There's training topics on just about every topic in real estate, such as short sales, distressed properties, working with first-time home buyers, all at the touch of a finger in the comfort of your own home. It's a great opportunity, great tool, and a great selling feature for new recruits.
And you know, a lot of those things are short hitters. There are 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 minutes that'll give you just, okay, these are certain things that you need to say when you go in, and it's great to brush up on them. Right. And a lot of times the agents are looking at these right before, in their car right before they go into that listing presentation.
Absolutely.
Which is really kind of a cool thing. So I guess coming to the end, what advice would you give to anyone looking at a REMAX franchise right now?
Well, honestly, if you have the opportunity to purchase a REMAX franchise, you have to take it. It's the only choice you have compared to all your other competitors out there. REMAX is by far excels over every other brand.
Okay. Well, Anthony, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you. I appreciate
it. Good luck back in Woburn.
Thank you.
And good luck this week in training class. I know you're going to learn a whole bunch about our tools and techniques and such that are going to help you be more successful as you come in. And I'll tell you what, I love it when I hear somebody said, Vinny, I'm not so sure I was born in 1979, because what we're finding is we're drawing in more and more young people. So I guess, folks, this is what it comes back down to. The time is right for you to join REMAX, okay? We are now positioned to take advantage of all the power that REMAX brings. All the things we talked about today, the things that agents need, and now you've heard it firsthand from our newest broker owner that happens to be in training class here in Denver. So Anthony, thanks so much. From me here in Denver, I'm signing off. Thank you very much for listening. Hope you got a bunch out of it. Give us a call.